but I can hear the gnat sound, so that's good.
Sorry, I just put my headset back on. Were y'all saying something?
No, I was just doing the same thing. I was just I was sitting on the old vMix. I didn't even see we had new links. So, but obviously we can hear the gnat sound now, so that's perfect.
Yes, it's perfect.
This year's tournament features 10 NCAA Division I teams making the trip to Puerto Vallarta across 2 sessions, looking to build momentum for the 2025 campaign. Game 2 of our 3 this afternoon features the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech and the Cowgirls of Oklahoma State. For Game 2, we do not have any official introduction. Home team, the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech to take the field. We will introduce the lineups once they've reached their spots defensively. For the Bulldogs, defensively and their batting order, they will lead off with center fielder 24, Alexis Ilio. Batting second, left fielder number 17, Elena Heng. Hitting in the third spot, right fielder number 1, Alana Rogers. Hitting cleanup today and doing the catching, number 5, Addison Snyder. Number 44, Nicole Hamude. Batting 8th today, second base, number 11, Katie Briley. And your 9th place hitter, number 12, designated player, Ali Fior. Pitching today, 0-0, Ali Floyd. And coach, Josh Taylor.
Game number 2, off to an extra quick start, getting going 5 minutes early here in Puerto Vallarta. These teams excited to get going. Louisiana Tech looking to bounce back. They had a gritty performance after Florida State puts up a 5 spot in the first inning. La Tech hangs around, keeps that thing in striking distance, wind up on the wrong end. Meanwhile, for Oklahoma State, they look the part of a top 5 team, a juggernaut in this tournament. They came out and handled business against FSU on day 1. Now they play their second of the season in hopes of heading to Oklahoma City for the 5th straight year. Happy to have you back here on Flow College, everyone. Corey Brooks, Nicole Mendez with you here for game number 2. For the Bulldogs of La Tech, they turn to their ace, Ali Floyd. She went with a complete game yesterday, picking up 6 strikeouts. Now she will face the best offense yet.
Well, Corey, every minute counts. Even if we are starting 5 minutes early, I love it because I have been anxious for this game.
On a hop, good quick play out of the hands, and KB Briley flashes the play to Marchand.
Yeah, and the reason why I was so excited for this game, La Tech, like you mentioned, they didn't have the best first inning. But after that, they looked so sound defensively, pitching, offense. They strung together several hits across a few different innings. If they start off with a clean game, I'm curious to see what this looks like against a really good Oklahoma State team. And Oklahoma State, they came out hot yesterday. What's their response today? What do they look like today as they're playing through their next series of games? Who knows? We're here to watch. We're here to see. And I cannot wait to get started.
Floyd being kept waiting in the wings by Josh Taylor. utilize the full extent of this staff, the last bit of which the freshman Riley Shull, who was phenomenal. But make no mistake about it, this is an old school pitching staff for Louisiana Tech, and Allie Floyd has that true ace mentality. He's off to a nice start here against Claire Tim.
I mean, you see it in the way she walks. You see the confidence, you see the assertiveness. Catch the ball, walk back to the mound, step on the plate. She's got it going on. That's exactly what you want to see against an ace.
I caught up with Coach Taylor this week, and he made the accidental pun saying that Allie Floyd has that bulldog mentality. You'd hope that every La Tech Bulldog does, but Allie Floyd certainly extra in that department.
Did you point it out?
Oh, he knew. He said it, and he knew it right away. Pardon the pun. I go, no, you're good. I have made countless puns on these broadcasts. So by that standard, it's probably good that he did, because I definitely would have at some point, and I wouldn't have apologized. Tim lifts. Maybe Briley's been busy, and she's had the right answers.
For me, keys to the game for La Tech as they get started, the biggest one that I can think of is clean communication on defense. And you saw that right there. You saw it earlier with the stat from Delgadillo. A lot of speed, a soft slap. You have to be quick. You have to be on your game. But if La Tech is able to do that, that is one of the biggest components for Oklahoma State. They love to create chaos. And whenever chaos happens, it's hard to communicate. So keeping that clean is going to be a big key for them.
So far, so good for Floyd until that. One hop the fence. Amanda Hassler sliding into second. Extra base hits available for the Pokes. And now it's Hassler for the second day in a row.
Briley, she knew she missed that one. A great smack right there by Hassler. But I want to talk about hang over in left field. The way that she fielded that ball, I mean, that throw was picture perfect. And again, Briley, knowing she had it, a little bit of frustration. It's all about communication. It's all about clean defense. Errors like that you do not want to make against Oklahoma State because they tend to capitalize. They see that and they smell blood.
Carly Godwin hoping to capitalize, to your point. One for three in round one for the Cowgirls. Allie Floyd can get to even the best.
What Allie Floyd does, besides her presence, we've already talked about that, but the ability to have that double hit off of her, come back in against a great hitter like Carly Godwin, and go at her. Not afraid to throw off speeds, not afraid to throw in. Those sometimes can feel restrictive against that type of player. She's down 3-1, but I guarantee the way that she attacks, her mindset, like you said, Corey, she's a bulldog. She's not afraid.
Ultimate hitters count. Godwin didn't get all of it. Hamoudi camps under it and makes the play. Allie Floyd retaining the ace card here in 2025. A much better start for Louisiana Tech here in round two. They've got some momentum. They're hitting next. Floyd does the job for La Tech. Now for OSU, the Kyra Aycock hoping to match that production. The junior, after going 7-3 a year ago, hopes to begin win number 2 on the year. For Oklahoma State, she does so with ball 1 to Alexis Gilio. Aycock, last year the overall numbers, we mentioned the record. She's also 3.62 in the ERA department, 75 in a third innings pitched. 3.5 for most, it's pretty good. She calls that a down year.
Not too bad for a down year, right?
No. They are excited about what she can bring to the table here in round 3 on a hop. Edwards calm. Talon Edwards look real sharp in this tournament.
And I mean, look at the way you can see as she catches it, she almost resets her feet mid-air. So as soon as she lands, she's able to get rid of it. She knows that there's speed up at the top of this La Tech lineup. She's going to have to be on her game.
Elena Hang activates the feet and falls behind. Elena Rogers behind her. Addie Snyder hitting 4th for this La Tech group. Marchant 5, Rayleigh 6, Hamoudi 7, Briley 8, and Allie Furr is the change from game 1 to game 2, entering the opening 9 for Coach Taylor and the Bulldogs.
One thing about the Bulldogs, they bring the energy. Every single game that I've watched with them, even whenever they were down 6-0 against Florida State, they were able to bring the energy. I think that's why they rallied in the 4th inning last game. I think that's why they are so tough, is their ability to communicate, to stay up, to keep that energy. And whenever you think of energy, a lot of times people think, oh, it's the cheering and the dugout. And it's an aspect of it, but it's communicating, it's chatter, it's the energy whenever you're walking around in the on deck. But you see that dugout, they're all up there, they're all looking, they're all focused. And I love that from this team, and that's going to make a difference for them in this game and in the season.
4th-year head coach and reigning coach of the year in Conference USA. He's already won it twice. Talon's been busy. Got the answers, just like Briley in the top half.
Again, the quickness of the release, that's going to be key here. You get 1, 2, and that is typically when you see the difference of slappers being safe. If you can get 3 bounces before the defender fields it, you're pretty locked and loaded. But Edwards crashing hard, making sure she gets it on the second one. Quick release, no problem for her.
So Elena will hit 3rd. We've already seen plenty of Talon Edwards. Megan Bloodworth is right next to her at short. Rosie Davis at 2nd. Carly Godwin at 1st. The outfield from left to right. Hadut, Delgadillo, and Tim. The battery, Amanda Hassler receiving the pitches from Kyra Aycock. Looper. Rosie Davis. But a ball doesn't leave the infield. That's a pretty good start to the year for Aycock. They expect big things. Well, it doesn't get much bigger. And a couple of loopers to the infield. Coach Kayeski's team gets done. brisk first inning, polar opposite of what we saw in our first game today. So we go off to the second. Rosie Davis, who's able to slam the door in that opening chapter, puts down the glove, picks up the bat. And goes after the first pitch she sees. A knock in each of the first two for the Pokes.
Pokes, they have been aggressive early on in their counts. This one, a low and away. Rosie Davis isn't all the way on time from this, but even then, Beryl being able to stay there. But the biggest thing is her posture on that hit, keeping her posture low, not bringing it back up. That's what you're going to need against Allie Floyd. You want to maintain good posture because she moves the ball all around just like that. You'll see a lot of swings and misses. You're going to see a lot of movement, pitches all over the zone.
Check throw down at first. Not a bad idea. That jersey a little dirtier here in game number 1 for OK State.
And that's the pitch that Allie Floyd loves to carve hitters up on. She missed a little bit on that side, but she's able to nail that pitch consistently. That is where she's going to thrive in this game against these hitters.
Perfect. Off. Work. Able to watch it. Ball's in the dirt, but it doesn't get quite far enough away from Snyder. Good adjustment behind the plate. Work. Swings through it. Easy stolen base on the other end for Rosie Davis.
That was a really good recovery by Nicole Hammoudi. This ball, it just looks like it slipped out.
Yep.
And sometimes whenever you had that throw, you don't get the release on that ball. But Nicole Hammoudi being able to recover quickly, not let that ball get past her, and get an extra 60 feet and another base for Oklahoma State. And I think the question here might be, did that hit the batter's helmet? Did that hit work?
Saw a little shake of the head from Megan Rayburn. So I think that was indeed the question, and the answer was no. So we play on. Hadu, working ahead. Rachel 2 for 4 for this point in the tournament, including 2 doubles in yesterday's game. She wanted an extra base or 2 on that one. Too much rise.
Allie Floyd, we mentioned earlier, that screwball, that is the one pitch that she's able to get deep in on the hands of righties, being able to carve them up. But she's already had 5 swings and misses and only 7 batters so far. Make
Add
that
another one of that
6.
tally. Against an offense that looked just about unstoppable 24 hours ago against Florida State. No bite. Aduk's had a really good spring. A lot of competition for those outfield spots on a very deep Cowgirls roster, but Aduk got the edge. She's played so well. No surprise from the former first-team All-Mountain West player. Chops that one up. Floyd's got it. Looking and held on to it a bit too long.
Great job by Rosie Davis, not biting on that right away. You can see she makes Allie Floyd come to her a little bit, doesn't make her decision for her by going one way or the other. But the heads up by Allie Floyd to go, okay, I know Oklahoma State has aggressive runners. I got that pretty quick. Let me see where she's at. Keeping her at second base is huge.
Edwards wasn't swinging at that one no matter what. She dropped the hand early, but you're right. That's using the scouting report against itself. They knew Floyd was going to look, and all of a sudden what could have been an easy out at first is fielder's choice, no outs recorded, and a huge opportunity for Talon Edwards, so she's down 0-2. AB number 1 today, AB number 1 yesterday, was the first home run of the collegiate season. Beat the NC State home run by about 5 innings. Edwards to Floyd. No hesitation this time. Does prove productive. 2 in scoring position for Bloodworth, but 2 outs.
A great 2 pitch right there. Just making Edwards want and feel that need whenever it's just out of reach, especially as a lefty. You are extra cautious about protecting that outside half. So feeling like you have to go and reach because it might be a strike with 2 strikes, it's a great pitcher's pitch.
Bloodworth hoping for her first RBI. She's got 2 available right now. But this is where Allie Floyd historically has found another gear when threatened most.
This La Tech defense giving a lot of space and a lot of room for Oklahoma State. They know the power that they have. Just trying to get out number 3 right here.
Needed that strike, did Floyd. Bloodworth's an experienced and accomplished player. But if you're the Dogs, you want to lock in and get this one. Delgadillo with base runners on is nightmarish because that is just speed and ability everywhere. Not a bad idea by Snyder. Couldn't get it all the way back. Ultimate hitters count. Bloodworth taking the entire way.
Good pitch right there, just squeezing on that bottom half of the zone. I think what really helped her is that pitch leaked back over the middle of the plate. That's a little bit of an easier sell for your catcher, for the umpire.
Bloodworth has to protect. 7th pitch of the at-bat.
And a great battle by Bloodworth, making Allie Floyd go the distance. That was one thing I was so impressed with Oklahoma State yesterday. They took a lot. They went into deep counts and they battled a lot. They're not a team that surrenders easily.
No.
Gonna have to go back and look at this now. I wonder how many 7+ pitches at bats were there from Oklahoma State yesterday, because I feel like I constantly talked about it and having that mentality in the box. You love that. That's a win.
Bloodworth's going to keep that good going. It was that 40-pitch inning that Oklahoma State forced, and let that pretty much sum up the grinder mentality the Cowgirls have brought across the border. The payoff one more time from Floyd. Just cannot get it by. Well, we opened this at bat talking about the experience of Bloodworth. She's going to see pitch number 10.
You hear the energy that's been created in the background. That's what this at-bat does.
Productive no matter what. The 10th pitch gives way to an 11th.
Whenever you're battling and you're battling, fouling off pitches, your teammates see that. They see that fight, that battle. They give you their energy. They're a little bit more locked in. You're a little bit more locked in. This is huge for Oklahoma State.
The 11th pitch is the one that's put in play and given a ride to center, but Gilio sees it the entire way back to the fence, and Allie Floyd survives. Bloodworth made him work, but one of the elite defensive outfielders in America cleans it up. The top tourist destinations in Mexico and Puerto Vallarta. Good spot. Soak up some rays. Certainly nicer than Stillwater, Oklahoma this time of year. And Ruston, probably pretty nice. I don't think it's got too much on this right here.
I don't think so either. You hear the music, you have the breeze, the sunshine. It's pretty hard to beat.
It is 77 up in Ruston. Too bad back at the home of La Tech. But don't quite get those views.
For Louisiana Tech. It's the catcher, number 5, Addison Snyder.
Addie Snyder levels. Snyder, the former teammate of Megan Delgadillo, the pair of Fullerton transfers going at it. That's something we see more and more in the portal era. And both of them immediately took to their new teams as well. Both coaches, both squads would say, yeah, within the first week, those are a couple of our favorite players. We knew right away they'd be outstanding fits. That's true of Snyder and Delgadillo, who we'll see in the top of the third lead off. Snyder, the looper. Not a bad effort down the line. It just sneaks by. Perfectly placed. Snyder's got the first knock of the day for La Tech.
Nice job by Snyder getting that ball there, but also the backup to make that not a double, something that's tipped off the glove and goes towards foul territory. A lot of times you'll see the runners end up on second. It's good defense by Oklahoma State.
Marchant watching ball one.
Both of these teams swinging early in counts. Altogether, we have 13 swings within the first two pitches between these two teams.
Want to get hot under the warm Mexico sun. Denied here. Delgadillo the grab in center.
This one just a little under. You could see at contact, the hands were slightly lower than the ball and still gets a pretty good smack out there. But one thing that I've noticed from last inning to this one, we're seeing a lot of contact being made and hard contact. A lot of hard hits.
Claire Rayleigh's going to hope to have another one of those well-driven balls. 3 hits to this point in the tournament. Good for a batting average of .429. Kyra trying to work away. Time called. Rayleigh used to the sunshine. Out of Clovis, California. Heads the way of Utah State, but Coach Taylor had recruited her out of high school. They're from the same area. Now she joins them in Ruston. This year via way of Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
And again, 3 balls in a row, drawing attention to La Tech's dugout. You hear the energy behind them. They do such a good job of staying up and staying locked in. That's half the battle as an athlete, is staying locked in for 7 innings. I mean, you think about it. When are you 100% engaged into something for 2+ hours? That's what these athletes are doing.
That engagement pays off to the tune of a base on balls.
Now batting for the Bulldogs.
Best chance for La Tech in the early going on offense. And made even better by Nicole Hammoudi coming up.
I mean, she is my player to watch for La Tech. She has made things happen. Whenever runs are scored, her name is somewhere in the mix.
Her 3 RBI leading the way for La Tech in their first couple of games, tied with Snyder. There's that big deep breath.
This is where that deep breath, again, it's almost as if I knew it was coming. But Nicole Hammoudi does a great job resetting by taking those deep breaths and locking back in.
Worked out. She's able to take.
And that chatter behind the plate from Amanda Hassler, just letting your pitcher know, hey, you got it. I'm right here.
Instead, Hammoudi runs it full.
Another deep count. 5 pitches going on 6. Deep counts, those pay off.
The payoff pitch will give way to another. Nicole's going to try and do her best impression of Megan Bloodworth, who took 11 pitches. Won't need it. Runs it full to load him up. Back-to-back walks issued by Aycock. And a massive opportunity for KB Briley.
Carrie Eberly going out, pitching coach, to talk to her pitcher. She knows what a massive opportunity this is for La Tech. She hears their energy, feels it just coming in, and it's simple. You can tell by her body language just talking to her. Hey, that arm, it's just dragging behind just a little bit. It's okay. Relax. You got it. You know who you are. You know who your defense is. You go and you attack. At this point, I'm trying to read the lips, but I'm pretty sure that's what she's saying. Knowing Carrie Eberly, knowing the mindset of a pitcher. But that, at the end of the day, whenever you're in those big-time pressure situations, I've played in them. I've watched athletes be there in that moment. What goes through your mind whenever you're successful is honestly the simplest things. Throw this pitch here. Cue this one thing here. Attack. It's very short. It's very brief.
Can't do it on the first against Briley. KB's had to battle so much in the way of injuries, a shoulder injury last year, a preseason injury a couple years ago. Can she give La Tech the lead against top 5 Oklahoma State? She's certainly got a real chance now. It's 3-0.
I'm her 2 walks in a row prior, 3 balls in a row. I'm taking this all the way, but I'm not wasting this take. I'm trying to set up my timing because I'm pretty sure if this one's a strike, the next one after will be. I want to be on time.
It can't find the zone. Briley battles back to health, battles in the box, and makes it 1-0 Bulldogs.
And this is what we saw from La Tech last game. It just started too late. They didn't waste the opportunity early on this game. You get bases loaded, you're disciplined, you're locked in, good things happen. Oklahoma State defense pulled in tight. They're not letting anything that's hit to the infield get anywhere.
It's a similar story for Allie Furr. Took the red shirt last year because she was hurt. Coach Taylor saying she's come back strong and healthy. Gets into the starting lineup here and gets a golden opportunity with the bases full of Bulldogs. Hear the analysis from the La Tech dugout. Aycock hasn't found the strike zone in the last 6. Bullpen up and working. Coach Eberly and Coach Gajewski. That will just be a sigh of relief right there for Oklahoma State. That's the hitters count.
This point, as a pitcher, whenever you walk 3 batters in a row, you're down 3-1. You're desperate to find the strike zone. Just let your defense work.
Furr makes it 4 walks in a row, the second of which to bring in a run. Bulldogs double the lead.
There's going to be some urgency in that Oklahoma State pen, trying to get these pitchers hot, even if it is just relief temporarily. You're going to want to be able to call time, and that's what it looks like. Eberly stalling a little bit to get her pitchers warm. I think this is the right call. Coming out against a team that is up energy-wise, that they've had bases loaded, 4 walks in a row without an adjustment. Oklahoma State, they don't want to let this tumble and snowball into something that's bigger than it should be.
You just have those days, right? Especially early on in the year, your command and control not quite there. And so Riley Crandle will come in, making her second appearance of the tournament. The former Baylor Bear will take the softball, throw her warm-up pitches, and come in what is right next to the most difficult spot. It is bases loaded, but there's at least 1 out. The Pokes will look for the magic ground ball. The Bulldogs will look for the explosive start to the game that was put on their doorstep in Game 1 against FSU. Crandle warming up for OSU. Crandle goes to work, second appearance of the tournament. She threw a couple innings yesterday against Florida State. The Seminoles got to her in the later stages of that outing, the tune of the 4 runs, but that's certainly a blip in the extremely accomplished resume of Riley Crandle. One of the best in the Big 12 a year ago, top 10 in essentially every single pitching category. Now, the team out of Stillwater instead of the one in Waco.
Number 24, center fielder Alexis Gallo.
First pitch, Crandle to Gilio. It's a good one.
And Crandle, she's no stranger to coming into these kinds of situations. She played a lot of different roles at Baylor as starter, closer, relief. She knows what her role is here in this moment. And it's to come in, attack the zone, throw strikes, which is not unlike how she throws anyways, but as relief especially, you're wanting to throw strikes, pound the zone, let your defense work to help you get out of this situation.
High chop, the throw home, sails to the backstop. Hamoudi and Briley both able to score. On the fielder's choice, Louisiana Tech doubles their lead for the second straight time.
And defense is where Oklahoma State shined yesterday. Here, you can see on that throw, a little bit on that backside, Rosie Davis just twisting around. She's not able, that was a good effort by Hauser, but she's not able to get there in time. 2 runs in. La Tech, they are taking all the advantage. This is a great bounce back from Game 1.
Looper into left, much more routine. Hadut quickly to the infield. Is that one? And it's so easy for us to second guess sitting back, Nicole, but maybe you take the out at first, keep it routine, instead of trying to make the extreme play. Again, so much easier said than done when you're trying to stop a run from scoring.
Absolutely. And that hard break to draw that throw, so important as well, especially if the ball is getting thrown around. Why not?
Elena Rogers to try and keep the good going. The 9th hitter of the frame for Louisiana Tech. Every single person in the batting order has gotten a chance here in this bottom of the 2nd. A 1 to hang. Rogers on deck, so this is 8 of 9. And Crandle's going to try and make sure that's where it ends.
It's a good zone switch by Crandle. Pitch before, coming in hot. That one a little bit more elevated. You can adjust the eye line to the hitter. You're always in a good spot now, 0-2.
Rogers watching it sail high. Crandle needs just one more pitch to try and get out of it. Of course, Elena won't make it that easy.
Of course. This is a battle. These two teams, they do not take off pitches. Whenever you're in that batter's box, each at bat is like gold. It's valuable. I'm not giving that up. I love that mindset from both teams.
Rogers loops, Delgadillo camps under it. Louisiana Tech gets 4 runs on 1 hit, capitalizing on opportunity. The name of the game for the Dogs. They make it happen. They've got themselves a nice lead against a top 5 team.
We move into the 3rd inning. It's now Louisiana Tech 4, Oklahoma State nothing.
All of a sudden, Oklahoma State, who has played from in front the entire way, now needs to answer a 4-run deficit. Delgadillo will start it out with a bunt. What a luxury for Floyd.
Pitch by Floyd, tight in on those hands. You have to, as a pitcher, feel a little bit of security. There's a little bit more freedom. Hey, my team just went out and off of only 1 hit just scored 4 runs. I'm going to go a little bit tighter on those hands. I'm going to push a little bit more. She's always a bulldog, but there's another level of security that you get whenever your team does that for you.
Delgadillo lifts to center, her counterpart Gilio, the first out.
Nice job by Delgadillo, keeping her hands high. That's hard to do as a slapper. A lot of times you'll see slappers pop up those balls that are higher in the zone. Just keeping your hands high, just straight out to center field.
A couple of walks already on the tournament for Claire Tim. Her best weapon has been not swinging the bat. Case in point, she works ahead.
See Floyd, just a little shakeout. 2 balls in a row. Shake it out of the hand, shake it out of the body. Sometimes you got to do a physical move to mentally be into that right headspace.
She's looking to complete her 10th inning of work already after going complete game for La Tech yesterday.
Well, that you brought that up, Corey. It's day 2 of the season, and she's already going into 10 innings of work. Your arm, your body. That's what we call 0 to 100. So I'm sure she's starting to feel it a little bit, but that battle of her mind, even though my body is feeling X, I'm going to be doing this. I know where I'm going with it.
But in classic Allie Floyd fashion, from 3-0 to 3-2. She threw about 150 innings last year. Probably right there, maybe even a little more. Snyder hammers the glove. Let's continue. Tim saw 6 pitches in her first at bat. Now she'll see an 8th.
Tim's looking for that inside pitch. It's become a trend. We've talked about it already. Allie Floyd likes to go in tight, especially whenever she hasn't been there a while. As a hitter, you can expect that pitch to come back in.
Marchant cleans up at first. So again, productive. At the bare minimum, you're driving up that Allie Floyd pitch count, trying to force La Tech to get a little younger in the circle sooner. But it remains on the right track for Floyd and La Tech.
Yeah, that one a little bit more drop to the pitch. That's where you get those rollovers. That's where you get those ground outs, letting your defense work for you. Allie Floyd's going to get the swings and misses, but you don't have to do it all. If you can mix it up, makes the hitters more off balance, and you're looser to throw whatever you want, knowing your defense is behind you.
Hassler's got the loudest hit for the Cowgirls in this game, and pretty much overall, her double back in the first inning.
Just want to draw attention to the difference in energy. Oklahoma State, their team that's been to the World Series the past 4 years. They have gone far. They know what it takes to get there. But right now, that energy compared to La Tech, it's lagging a little bit. One swing, one hit, flips it for them. I think I'm not going to be overly critical. I mean, it's game 2 of the season, right? We're all figuring things out. I'm not expecting Oklahoma State to be the Oklahoma State that's going to show up in May, right? End of season, as everybody's vying and fighting for a spot to the World Series. But I love the response again from Allie Floyd.
Tough to get excited when Allie Floyd is dealing. Her second strikeout. Emphatic swing. Allie Floyd. The Bulldog mentality on display. Well, we're going to start this inning the exact same way we began the second. Riley Crandle in the circle and facing Addie Snyder. Led off both the second and the third, which means you did everything right and brought every single hitter up in a frame. Snyder begins round two.
Number 5, Addison Snyder.
Crandle, now that she's settled in, I mean, I don't think she particularly did a bad job. I thought she did her job coming in. She gave her defense opportunities for her, but coming in this inning, just wiping it, clean slate, going and attacking hitters early in counts.
Got her. So the first full inning of work for Riley Crandle starts with a strikeout.
This pitch low and on that outside corner. The way that she drew on that line was beauty. It was perfection. She's not going to give too many errors over the middle of the plate. She makes hitters work for it.
And now Marchant swings through the first. And to your point, now that you've got a Crandle who can come in, clean slate, not chasing with a lot of base runners on, it's going to be a tougher task. Delgadillo. That's a total of 5 pitches and 2 outs.
Talk about efficient right there. And again, that same location, low and away. She is making La Tech hitters adjust from what their game plan was going into this game. A little bit different. The faster you can make adjustments, the faster you're going to be able to get on base. But for now, Crandle is doing a pretty good job keeping them off balance.
Bunt flash, good enough for nothing but first pitch strikes for Crandle. Every single hitter she's faced has gone down 0-1, and that's even going back to the second.
Your mindset has to shift. La Tech, they had 4 walks in a row last half inning. you are not waiting for those strikes. They are coming at you. Attacking early is your best bet.
Tried to. Crandle makes it difficult. 2 strikeouts, 8 pitches to close the frame. Welcome to this Cowgirl pitching staff, Riley Crandle. Arsenal, strong, location, perfect, swing through. We're off top. Well, I'm not. Tournament, it will always be first and foremost for the high quality of softball, but that certainly does not.
First base, number 14, Carly Godwin.
Godwin dictating terms early.
She is a force. Got to call a few games where Carly Godwin just absolutely smashed the ball. She is a force in the box. Talked a little bit about her just being able to let things go pitch to pitch, giving herself grace. It's the best thing that you can do as an athlete because that shows that you have a short-term memory. Whatever happened, happened. I'm on my next at bat. Good, bad, I'll take it. I'll learn from it. But my focus is all right here, right now.
Focus is perfect in that at bat, a 4-pitch walk. So Godwin sets the table. And the Oklahoma State freshman home run record holder shows she has patience to go along with that power.
First walk given up.
Rosie Davis.
Rosie Davis has the relatively rare hit against Floyd early on in this game. Just a couple at this point, that double by Hassler, and then Davis's poke. No pun intended for the pokes. There it is.
I was wondering when those jokes were going to be coming around, Corey. I've missed them.
Day 2.
It's been too long.
Give people the professional day 1, and then show your true colors here in the second.
Now that we've got them, they can't leave, right? They're hooked.
Right, there you go. All right, I'll drop that no pun intended. We'll fully admit that I did it on purpose.
Game's too good. You're not going anywhere.
There you go. Certainly not with these teams that we have in this tournament.
Absolutely.
Pop throw down. Not a bad idea there. In the dirt. And Godwin saw it the entire way. She takes 60.
Great read by Godwin. Just getting those extra 60 feet. Watch her hips. I always talk about a runner's hips whenever they're leading off. You can always tell if they're looking, if they're anticipating something's going to happen. I want to be ready. Those hits don't score around to the catcher. They stay facing that next space.
Sudden RBI chance for Rosie. And she'll drive it full.
I think this is where we're really starting to see the fatigue for Allie Floyd. Speed looks a little bit lower. Pitches, we're starting to see more misses earlier on.
This is the fifth full count that Allie's issued, to your point.
Yeah,
but
this is where the mental comes in.
Exactly. And she's held OK State to 0-4 in those full counts. Now pitch. Chopped up. Hear the call of 1-1. Hamoudi delivers on time.
Perfect spot right there. Just low enough in the zone to make hitters chase after it. Rosie Davis bites on that. And what better place you're wanting your hitters to be able to hit it over there if you're La Tech. You want Oklahoma State to hit it to that side, hold up that runner at second. Don't let her advance. Get that out quick.
Work. Rayleigh adjusting that little shade sun combination. Just a big smile from Claire Rayleigh.
It's always the high ones. This one tight in on the hands. Kayla Ward just missed that one, and you can tell by the amount of time that ball was in the air, but good read. Some of those are the hardest balls to catch. Claire Rayleigh doing a great job sticking with it all the way through.
That dude swinging on the first pitch.
She is wanting these pitches right now. The temptation to go out and get that high pitch. If you're Oklahoma State, you don't have any runs to show for 4 innings of work and a runner sitting on the golden bag. Keep it zoned in. 2 strikes, just battle.
Allie Floyd commanding the circle right now. A strikeout in each of the last 3 innings. And since her team got her the big lead, she has responded by routinely sitting down Oklahoma State. Bulldogs right back with the bats in their hands on the other side. Wally Floyd has kept us at a good tempo in this game. Riley Crandle, though, matching stride for stride since she came into this game. An emerging pitcher's duel in our second game of 3 here on day number 2 in Puerto Vallarta. This is the lone Oklahoma State doubleheader of the tournament. They will take on Northern Colorado next to conclude the middle part of our softball sandwich on the opening weekend.
Talon Edwards.
A 1 to Hamoudi. Quickly make it 0-2.
Kind of briefly talked about this last inning, but Crandle is the type of pitcher to attack the zone. La Tech, as they huddled around this past inning, they want to capitalize on the lead that they already have. They want to bring more to the table. Swinging early in the count is going to be beneficial for them.
Both teams with a very good hitting left side of the infield. Infielder wearing number 44 here in the 4th inning. And it's number 4, Riley Crandle, still staying at 0-2. 4's everywhere.
Everywhere.
And Oklahoma State's number 4 in America. Potentially rising. That was a pretty convincing win they had yesterday against Florida State. But Louisiana Tech is doing them no favors here in round 2.
Absolutely, and a lot of parity, not just here in Puerto Vallarta, but around the country with softball happening. Upsets. Oklahoma State is set out to prove their domination, getting a big win against La Tech, having to battle back from this deficit. That will do them a lot of good whenever it comes to the ranking setting up for next week. And if you're La Tech, same for you. Huge win if you can hold this against Oklahoma State.
Moody got it just out of play. Kenny Gajewski has really challenged this team. Cowgirls might have the toughest schedule in America. They're going to play Florida State again. They're going against this Louisiana Tech team. One of the favorites in Conference USA, Northern Colorado's won the Big Sky in back-to-back years. That's next for Oklahoma State. And then after this, you've got the likes of UCLA, Kentucky, Texas A&M. Oh, and on April 9th in Oklahoma City, they will take on the Oklahoma Sooners. Riley Crandle ends the battle with a strikeout.
In making your schedule that tough on purpose, man, what a beautiful pitch. But making your schedule that tough on purpose, that says to me that Kenny Gajewski is not, as long as your team does good, does what they're supposed to, as long as you're in the top 8, yes, you want to be ranked higher, but you want your team to be tough. And that tells me Kenny Gajewski is trying to make this Oklahoma State team as tough as possible. It did them favors the past few years. He's trying to create that same feeling again this year.
The idea of a Stillwater Super Regional certainly appeals to fans of OSU. It was the Bears of UNC who were in the Stillwater Regional a year ago, so a little postseason rematch coming up after the conclusion of this game. Trying to go 4-3, but the poke's all over it. Defense cleaning up after that one miscue. Davis, the easy play.
Now this one you can see in the swing, no legs on that outer half, just going out to reach at that one. Briley just kind of swinging at that one with her arms. It's exactly the setup that Riley Crandle is trying to create for these hitters. Get them out of their legs, into their hands.
First swinging on the first pitch. Yeah, that game in Oklahoma City on April 9th. I know Oklahoma State fans probably don't want to hear too much OU talk, go figure, but that might be the biggest midweeker of the year. It's certainly going to be a sellout on the grandest stage.
What I love most about it is two really great teams that in the past have been in the same conference, have always played each other. They're going to keep that alive. They're going to continue to play each other. They're going to continue to push each other. I'm a huge fan of that.
You have to imagine that was a pretty easy yes for both teams to keep that one going, especially when you can meet in Oklahoma City.
Oh, absolutely. Any chance that you get to play in the Hall of Fame Stadium, that is a huge win. I truly believe Big 12 being able to participate in the Big 12 tournament, that's a huge advantage. Every single team knows what it's like to play at that field.
Played on the right side, and a nifty grab over at first by Carly Godwin. She's only on this Oklahoma State team because of action in OKC. We'll tell you that story on the other side, but for now, it is Riley Crandle dictating. Getting it done.
It's the Bulldogs 4. Cowgirls.
Would be against the top 5 Oklahoma State team. They will send Talon Edwards, Megan Bloodworth, and Megan Delgadillo, the 3 scheduled to hit here for the Cowgirls. First pitch swinging, just got to reach her Briley. Great effort. Edwards, the leadoff base runner.
Man, what a great effort over there by Briley. I want to remind y'all that this infield is a slow pitch infield, so that dirt that you see, that's not normal. She is deep into the outfield at that point. The fact that she almost got that would have been a Sports Center top 10, but Edwards getting the ball rolling for Oklahoma State. They thrive on chaos, and that is what was just created.
Bulldogs already have a web gem in each of their first 2 games here. One out in right field, one out in center. Right back by Bloodworth. Mentioned the OKC impact getting Carly Godwin to Stillwater. That's where she fell in love with the city. She was visiting Oklahoma City with her travel ball team. All right, let's go visit Stillwater. Okay, I like it. Okay, I love it. And all of a sudden, the North Carolina native travels out west to Oklahoma.
So it's a good sell, too, whenever the coach is so invested into his players, does such a good job of developing them as well. You see these athletes come in and they're talented, but the growth that they show in the 4 years, that's something as an athlete you notice.
And Megan Bloodworth was drawn to that development curve. Back-to-back base knocks. Cowgirls threatening in a big way.
And there it is, the chaos. Not trying to do too much, just keeping things simple. But can you pass the bat? Oklahoma State, they do that very, very well. They are familiar, as we talked about. Kenny Gajewski has scheduled hard preseason games, hard schedules in the past. They know what it takes whenever your back's against a wall.
We were here just a few years ago. La Tech's been here before as well. They were playing in this tournament in 2018. So neither team afraid to be challenged in the early part of the schedule. Delgadillo can't get the bunt down.
She's toying with the defense at this point. You square it around to bunt early, pulls it back last minute, squares around to bunt early, goes for the bunt. Now she knows his infield a little bit tighter. Might try to do something hard, get it past him.
Sticks with the bunt, perfectly played, reaching out and snatching it is Claire Rayleigh.
That is huge. That is a momentum killer right there. Great job crashing. Getting that out, stopping that momentum. Oklahoma State, 2 back-to-back hard hits, big momentum creators. And La Tech, they just stole it right back.
The catcher Snyder was coming on strong as well. You almost had one teammate foul out to another in a different life, both of them at Fullerton, but instead it was Rayleigh stepping up strong and making the play. Can Claire Tim extend the Cowgirl rally? Gilio grabbed it. Not a bad throw, but it's productive. Talon 60 away from the first Cowgirl run.
This one goes deep. One thing I will point out, though, not the lead runner. We all know this runner's going to tag up and go to second. But the runner on first, Megan Bloodworth, she was standing on second whenever that ball was caught. I'm an outfielder. I'm looking to throw the ball to second instead of third. Sure. I know that Edwards, she's not going to make it home by the time I make that catch. But then I'll have first and third instead of possibly giving up another bag. Just thinking just a little bit ahead. She got lucky, though. Didn't take that extra bag.
Hassler got it to the fence, but Gilio, she's been standing right in front of that Puerto Vallarta logo a couple of times, but she's made the play every time. Amanda Hassler gives it a ride any other part of the yard, and she's rounding the bases right now. Instead, Allie Floyd keeps on dealing. We said earlier, pitcher's duel was breaking out. Now it is a full-on 1776 style duel. Both teams locked in, defense executing offense at a true premium. Alexis Gilio, who's
been
made
such
a
a
couple of
good
nice
game.
plays at the fence, comes right at it, no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, such a good game defensively, pitching-wise, offense. But I am still waiting for both of these teams. Now, these 4 runs came from a lot of walks and a defensive miscue. But I'm still waiting for one of these teams to really make the adjustment and bust it wide open. I saw Oklahoma State 2 hard hits to lead it off, ended the inning with another hard hit. But I'm looking for that full team adjustment. I think whoever makes it first, Oklahoma State, they have a lot of power. If they're able to make it, it can be a comeback. There's potential there. La Tech, you want to get at least one more run across the board.
On a hop. Well done. Like you said, it's really come down to just one mistake. Other than that, it's been pretty much flawless in both directions. The shift there played perfectly. No problem for Bloodworth.
What a great snag by Edwards. I mean, the full body reach, that was fully going into the 5-6 hole.
Riley Crandle certainly gets some help from her friends. Hang. Forcing some movement out of Delgadillo, but that is no issue for the fleet of foot center fielder.
Since Crandle has come in, it has been 3 up, 3 down for the past 3 innings. She has been effective. She has been efficient. She attacks the zone. She lets her defense work with her. She only has 3 strikeouts in those 3 innings. And not to say that 3 strikeouts isn't a lot, but she's getting most of her outs from her defense. She's letting that defense work. A lot of ground balls. I love that trust from a pitcher.
Even that play where the 2 runs scored and she was into pitch, it was that fielder's choice. There was an out to be had. Other than that, to your point, she's retired 10 in a row. Make it 11. Riley Crandle's locked in. Perfection for 3 straight innings and came in the clutch when she entered the game. Riley Crandle, just about unhittable right now in Mexico.
Score remains Louisiana Tech 4, Oklahoma State 7.
How about this between Riley Crandle and Allie Floyd? 11 in a row on one end. And for Allie Floyd, just a few over the minimum. First pitch swinging. Godwin puts a charge into it. Carly Godwin, to the surprise of none, rooting for Oklahoma State. She's going to get the party started. It's a leadoff double.
Now batting second base.
Godwin able to turn and burn on this one, elevated and on the upper inside half. It's a great relay by Hang, but Godwin, she has enough speed. She knew as soon as that ball was hit, that's in the gap, I'm going. Talk about somebody who is a rally starter. We saw this last time she was up. She had that free walk, and she was able to advance to second just by smart base running. She's putting herself and her team in positions for success.
Macy Graff is going to head out and run over at second as Rosie Davis looks for her second hit. Davis, the surprise bunt. Ready for it, though, was Marchant, and Briley covers. Sacrifice, honored. Good job by La Tech to make it no more.
That's a great job. Good angle right there, and honestly, that had potential to have a little bit of miscommunication. Briley does a good job hanging on to that ball as it was leading her in the direction that she just came from. So sticking onto that ball, keeping her glove and keeping her foot on the base.
5-6, deep enough in the hole, and it gets away as well, but the damage is on the front end. Michaela Wark has been an RBI machine in Puerto Vallarta, and she keeps it going.
On that one right there, it's just a hard knock. Great snag there in the shortstop by Moody, but whenever you see that runner more than halfway, whenever there's a bobble, especially that deep in the 5-6 hole, remind yourself you are not on a regular infield. You're deeper than you normally are. Making that throw, having it go wild, having it go errant, it's much better to hang on to it, bite the bullet. Don't let an errant throw distract, because that also, again, creates chaos, creates momentum. For a team like Oklahoma State, they love that.
Is that the opening of the floodgates? Or can Allie Floyd keep it a blip on the radar? Fluttered in. Snyder's ready to fire on command.
She was ready for that one. She almost had me yelling runner.
Warsop's the runner over there at first.
Allie Floyd still making this OSU offense work, slowing them down, speeding them up, making them reach. Love the way she's utilized the pitches in her toolbox.
Warsop does go flying, and she's got her first stolen base.
That head first dive, just sneaking herself in there. That throw was maybe a little bit lower. There might have been a chance, but had a great jump, great lead on that one. And obviously, a lot of speed.
And the situation gets better for Rachel at the plate as well. Strike three. An absolute frozen softball. And a K for Allie Floyd.
Now batting third base, number 44.
That is a tough pitch because that is a pitcher's pitch. That is not a strike. That is a pitcher's pitch. And whenever you have two strikes as a hitter, your job is to battle, and your instinct is, oh, that's not it. But you have to protect the plate.
Talon Edwards, who provided the grand opening of the season. Keep this rally alive for Oklahoma State. AB by Hadid, such a great example. Allie Floyd starts it out, ball, ball, ball. Doesn't care. Right after that, strike, strike, strike.
And to put into perspective, Allie Floyd typically pounds the zone. And I love Addison Snyder coming out, calling time, talking to her pitcher, because she knows how deep, how late into the innings we're getting, how tired Allie Floyd's body must be getting. It's just a reminder, we got a few more outs. Stay locked in, stay competing. Right here, you and me. Let's get this battle back.
In tight. Allie Floyd trying to complete her 13th inning of work. Get a little more difficult with Warsop that much closer.
An extra 60 right here for Oklahoma State.
Still just need one strike, and they'll think about it. Allie Floyd looking for lucky number 13 here. In all likelihood, she'll try and make it a second complete game in a row. Edwards watches the strike. When it's all said and done, Allie Floyd's going to be sitting atop the national leaderboard in innings pitched here in our first couple of days of the season. Long way to go, and it winds up being the short play with Hamoudi. 13 innings for Allie Floyd, double-digit strikeouts, including one here to open the escape hatch. And then she gets the sky-high play to clean it up. One run on 2 hits, so 3-run lead for the Dogs. Part of the orders coming up for Louisiana Tech. They're off to the insurance market here, trying to solve any little bit of Riley Crandle. Reminder that your college sports have a home on Flow College. Watch more than 12,000 college sporting events from 100 schools and 12 different conferences only on Flow College. Head to flowcollege.com today. See everything now. We've got the preseason favorites in the Big 12, the first time in school history for this Cowgirl program. And Louisiana Tech picked right in the heart of the conversation in CUSA. Crandle first pitch to Addie Snyder, good for a strike.
Again, are we surprised by the first pitch strike? Crandle has
No.
been a machine on the mound.
Other than Gilio, who wound up grounding out in 3 pitches, everything has either been a first pitch strike or a first pitch out. By the way, some defensive changes to note for you. Tia Warsop's going to stay in this game and play right field. Carly Godwin will re-enter the game over at first base. Slow roll. She can even field her position. Riley Crandall's got a whole lot of everything today.
The woman who can do it all, Riley Crandle.
Yep.
Right here, just, again, textbook missed hit. Even with a little slight bobble, you could see the way that she picked it up. Was able to relook at it, re-grab. Easy peasy, didn't get stressed and got the out.
Crandle looking for her 4th straight inning, which would be every inning where she has been in the circle to start. She will have faced the minimum. Instead, it's given a deep ride straight to the fence. Marchant, 1-out double. That's how you break the streak.
Talk about breaking the streak. That right there was an absolute hack. She got all of that ball for sure. I thought that one was going out. And no one there. Little slight miscommunication for Oklahoma State, but no one even covering the bag. That was an easy walk into second for her. And you can hear La Tech. That dugout is up and going.
Now running at second base, number 21, Gina Bafuto.
Gina Bafuto will come in and run. Reagan Marchant has her 2nd double of the tournament. And one of La Tech's best bats coming in spring has translated it across the border. The final signing of this class is becoming a big part. Rayleigh, seeing if she'll put a ball in play for the first time. A walk and a strikeout.
Right now, being patient has paid off for her.
That's true.
2-0 count. And I do like Carrie Everly coming out, just talking with Crandle right away, just managing her pitcher. As we saw from May Cook earlier on in the game, it was a little bit too late. The bases were already loaded. She was already a little too much in her head. Just going out, talking to Crandle, it's no big deal. It's only 2 balls. But just making sure that she's in the right space as you head into this next batter, as you finish out this at-bat.
And whatever the words of wisdom were, work out. Lifted well, just out of reach. That was perfectly placed by Rayleigh. And La Tech gets their insurance. Bafuto around to score.
And a ground ball miscue, the second one for Oklahoma State. The second one there for Rosie Davis, just in the moment, got caught up, was looking down, and last minute, oh, here you go, causes chaos. You could see it, the bases, the runners continuing around, and the big hugs going in back to the dugout. I think that's my favorite thing to see. I say a lot of things are my favorite, but this really is my favorite, is watching the team celebrate with one another. I love those moments. I remember those moments so fondly. Those are the best ones. Coming in and just being mauled by your teammates.
Giving a ride. Hamoudi. One hops it out to Hadouk. Another RBI for Nicole Hamoudi. And the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech are on the doorstep of quite possibly the biggest upset yet this season.
This ball is shot deep into the gap. It's an easy no-brainer. But again, I want to point out that overthrow allowed that runner to get there.
And now it's a full-on spot. KB Briley gets a hit. The Bulldogs are barking up a storm. There are no answers for the Louisiana Tech offense.
I mean, Louisiana Tech, they're at a point where you can do no wrong. A flare will always work infield and just a little too tight. That one falls into no man's land. Tech, everything is going right for them right now.
Gracie Flores.
Gracie Flores, who got her first career run scored earlier today, is going to come right back and run here in the second game. And for Riley Crandle, this is some unfortunate deja vu. Unbelievably effective until the very late stages against FSU. And now La Tech's running the same trick.
The later into games you go, the more fatigued your body gets as a pitcher. In the beginning of this game, I talked about being locked in for 2+ hours, right? We're getting to that 2-hour mark. That is a hard thing for an athlete to do. Not letting your attention waver pitch to pitch, but giving 100% every single pitch. That's already hard enough to do for a position player, but whenever you're a pitcher, whenever you're a catcher, you have to be so dialed in.
That's in tight. Basler's looking for the appeal. I think she might have won it. Did indeed. Fur can't believe it, but call is she went around. Turns into a strikeout.
Yeah, that one was given. That was not a swing on that one. But what we'll see here with defense is left field for Oklahoma State will come in. Right field will shift all the way over to left field, leaving right field wide open. This tells you they are not playing any games with Ali Fur. They do not want to continue this momentum that La Tech has created.
Following the K, lineup flips for Gilio. Basically here, you're taking the bunt, making that a real challenge. But if Gilio can loop one, that's massive.
And while I do disagree that that was a strikeout, that last hitter, the mindset by Hassler to ask for that. No one even thought Hassler immediately asked.
Chopped up. The turn to second is enough. But still, Louisiana Tech puts up another couple of runs. They do so on 4 hits, all of them coming in a row. And the Bulldogs want to write the headline of day number 2. Sun just starting to set. We've still got plenty more action here. Our second game of 3. Oklahoma State is staying on this field and quite possibly looking to avenge their first loss as Allie Floyd starts it out against Megan Bloodworth. It will be 9-1-2 for the Cowgirls. They will have to do some work if they want to get the heart of their order to bear in this 7th inning.
Allie Floyd has been phenomenal, looking to complete her second game, and it's just as many days of the softball season. And times like this, especially against a team like Oklahoma State, it is easy to go, we are up 6-1, let's get these last 3 outs. Not in a, I'm not locked in, I'm not focused, but in an excited type of way. But with a team like Oklahoma State, who does so well with their backs against the wall, they are so clutch and they know what it takes to win. You cannot let that excitement get too far ahead of you. You have to stay locked into every pitch, every at-bat against a team like them.
Bloodworth, the big swing.
And for Oklahoma State, they know what it takes. They earned that number 4 ranking. They're a very solid team that works so well together.
Bloodworth lifts. That's 1 for Hang.
This one just skied high. We've seen a few of those really high up on that left side of the field. That rise ball just underneath. Those misses just missed. As season goes on, you're going to see those Oklahoma State Cowgirls. They won't be missing on those pitches right now. The adjustment has been a little tough for them to come by.
Delgadillo taking the first. Hang, who made that grab in left. Another in the Airline High School factory. Last year, La Tech brought in the Airline Trio, Caroline Easom, Paris Indris, and Gina Bafuto. You just saw score, and in that big hug, there's built-in chemistry. You get a bunch of players from the same high school. You're not going to be intimidated by the big emotional moments, and La Tech's in one right now.
Oh, absolutely. You know these girls. You've played with these girls. You've been familiar. It makes all the difference in the world.
Chopped up, Briley, almost. Instead, it's an extra 60. You got to take chances, especially up 5. But the door opens a bit for Delgadillo and Oklahoma State.
That pressure, the speed of Delgadillo, anybody slower, and I think you see Briley, she'll probably get up to her knees. She'll be able to make that throw. But Delgadillo, her momentum that she has created at the top of Oklahoma State's lineup. It's infectious, and you could see that energy that she brought to that dugout, saying, come on, let's go. We're Oklahoma State. Until there's 3 outs, there's always a chance. This is who we are.
Became one of the unquestioned leaders her very first week in Stillwater. She's hoping to fire him up now. Tim with Gilio handling everything in center. Delgadillo takes another 60.
Now batting catcher number 3, Amanda Hassler.
Oklahoma State down to their last out. This swing, Tim, we've seen a couple from her that have gone all the way out there, but this outfield for La Tech has done a phenomenal job, not only making those catches, but setting themselves up to be near where those balls are being hit.
Hassler has one of the 2 extra base hits for Oklahoma State in this game. It's her and Godwin who is on deck. But can they get the bat in her hands?
Floyd, just a phenomenal job this game. Looking back over, she has done a great job minimizing a lot of powerful bats.
And she's done this a lot too, which ordinarily is a really bad thing when you're consistently seeing 3-0 counts, falling way behind. But she's just battled all the way back, time and again in this game.
I think that goes back to her being a Bulldog, wanting to win, having that mindset.
On the jersey. And in general vibe, however, Hassler will extend the game. And the top 10 freshman from a year ago and top 10 sophomore now, Carly Godwin's going to get a chance.
I love this moment right here. You see the deep breaths. You see Snyder, in my mind's eye, standing there picturing what she's saying. It's, you've done this. We are 1 out away. Relax. You throw your stuff and there is nobody better. I trust you. You trust me. Let's go get it.
Over 225 pitches for Floyd over the course of the last 24 hours.
And if you're Floyd, yes, you know that Carly Godwin is an incredible hitter.
Godwin looking for the gap, won't get it. Gilio, phenomenal all day in center field. Floyd goes a 1-run complete game, and the Bulldogs have a top 5 win.
La Tech, they are swarming Floyd right now. What an incredible complete job that she has done. Fantastic. I also have to give credit to Addison Snyder behind the plate. You saw how she was able throughout the game to re-center her pitcher, keep her focused, keep her locked in. Again, the unspoken heroes, they matter the most, but what an incredible job by La Tech, taking advantage of most of the moments and getting that big win.
We might have to call it a wrap on National Pitcher of the Week on this opening weekend. Floyd, 14 innings pitched, a win and a win. the better part of 250 pitches to do it, double-digit strikeouts as well. She's the story. Her squad capitalizing on opportunity, playing tremendous defense behind her, and maximizing the moment. A resume headliner for the Bulldogs. They've got a top 5 win. The good news for the Cowgirls of Oklahoma State, they're going to have a chance to bounce back in about 40 minutes. The Bears and the Cowgirls, about 40. See that?